Hello, my name is Austin. This is my third exam video on population genetics. In a population of 188 people, 68 of them have black hair, 90 have brown hair, and 30 have blonde hair, shown by the alleles of H. And we kind of want to see if this follows the Heine-Weinberg prediction. And to do this, first we need to get the allele frequency. And this was done by this equation here, which is, to explain it a little bit, is just you add up all the H's and divide it by the total, the dominant H's. And the total is multiplied by 2 because for every phenotype there are 2 alleles. So you get roughly this number. And we want to see, like I said, about the Heine-Weinberg equation, which is right here. And this kind of just shows that for every generation that the alleles will kind of roughly stay the same. And to do this, I use this equation to get these numbers, which are basically the phenotype ratios. So the next thing we have to do is a chi-square test to see if our values would indeed show that it is a part of the Hardy-Weinberg equation. And we did this. The expected value here just kind of comes from these numbers multiplied by 188, which was our total population. Then after we did the chi-square test, you can see that our calculator value is much lower than the critical value. So we can reject the null hypothesis and say that there is, that this population does in fact follow the Hardy-Weinberg equation. And just a quick note, the degrees of freedom here would be 1 because it is genotypes minus the alleles. And finally, what happens if we violate this equation? And one of the violations is that of non-random mating. And in this, I kind of showed it up here by this W. The lighter the hair color you have, the more likely you are to produce offspring. So in order to kind of show how this violates it, we can use this modified equation here, which is basically the original equation. It's just you multiply each by the W associated with it. And I did that over here. But as you can see, we run into a problem right here when this doesn't add up as 1. So you have to end up dividing this answer by the total with this W bar number. And when you do that, it adds up to 1. So then the last part is to find the allele frequency after the violation. And you can see, compared to our original, that these numbers are in fact lower. The dominant frequency is lower than the original. And that's because, like I said, that if the lighter color hair you are, the more likely you are to produce offspring, and the blonde hair is recessive for the hair color.